see, I've had it for 75 years. It's Jimmy Pritchard.
Lookinglass is about Jimmy Pritchard. It's a guy who's 75 years old, a corrupt ex-police officer who was murdered and then given a second chance at life through the technology of Lookinglass, which is, it's not Facebook, but it's Facebook. They give him a chance to not necessarily fix the mistakes that he made in his first go-round, but to try and make amends for it. And it's just about whether he can, whether nature beats nurture in that sense.
What we're about to do should be left to God.
It works with him, Mary.
I don't know anyone that's white or black. I don't know anybody that's not a shade of grey. So he's definitely a shade of grey. He has a very dark, nasty, cruel side and a very heroic white knight side. So like all good characters, there should be a dichotomy in them at all times.
Let me give you some advice. Second chances can be a real monster.
This idea of second chances, of what it's like to be a man who we've lived a little bit of a life and we look back and we've made mistakes and have regrets. And so, as Rand, said, character is where it all begins. So the idea of this character who was brought back, didn't ask to be brought back, but is brought back, was really the emotional core of it.
That's really. Well, I watch TV for the character. I want to see what people I've fallen in love with are doing next week, how the relationships are progressing or devolving next week. And once we found that character, that's what we wanted to write. That became the show.
If there would be a chance a few years from now to go back and become your younger self again, would you like that, or would you be afraid of something like that?
This is the question. If I knew then what I knew now, if I could have a chance to redo it all, there are certain things I would do. There are certain ladies I would not date. But I think on the whole, your mistakes make you who you are. I don't regret a single one of mine.
Oh, I would come back in a heartbeat.
Would you really?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, yes. I would make the same mistakes all over again, but I would definitely go for it, absolutely.
Will Pritchard make the same mistakes over again?
Pritchard will make the same mistakes in different ways because, you can't change who you are. So he will always, that is his core DNA. Even though they have manipulated his DNA to become this different physical attribute, they can't recode his soul, and so no matter how hard you try, it will look differently, but you're always yourself, and that's the Looking Glass. You always see yourself.